Criminal defense attorney Aaron Reed is with us now as we get set for sentencing. What should we be looking for from the judge as he weighs the sentence that this man will receive?
Well, first, thank you so much for having me on. I think what you're going to see from prosecutors is you're going to see a very heavy lean towards the political aspect of this case. That makes it very unique. Certainly, we've seen political assassinations in our country's history, and that's what makes it stand out. Quite frankly, I think that's probably why they issued a plea agreement and allowed him to have a plea, so the judge doesn't have a ton of discretion, but there's going to be a lot of discussion about that kind of motive, if you will, and how that's starting to impact our country. I would expect to see a little bit of that as the sentence rolls on today.
Politics and the legality of it collide. In addition to that, how might, Aaron, some of the premeditation play into the sentencing? So in advance, a silicone mask, fake police plates, and body armor as he targeted these lawmakers. How will the judge likely let that influence the decision?
It's going to heavily influence the decision simply because anytime you have a premeditated killing, which he wasn't charged in federal court with that's dealing, the state court is going to deal with that aspect of the charges. But anytime that happens, the judge is going to look at any sort of those factors, the mask, the journal entries, all those kinds of factors are going to go inside the mind of Mr. Boelter during the time of this offense. And that's what gets, and that's what makes it so strong. That's what makes it so politically motivated. And it's not every day you get a glimpse inside the mind of someone that commits these kinds of crimes. So it will be a focus for the federal government.
He pleaded guilty in federal court. He now faces this very likely life sentence. Still, though, Hennepin County is pursuing its own murder case. Why do that if he's never going to see the light of day?
Well, two reasons. Number one, the first-degree premeditated murder was not charged in the federal court, and the state of Minnesota can still pursue that. Number two, foreclosure for the residents of Minnesota. I think it's important that the Hennepin County residents, the residents of Minnesota, the people that voted those lawmakers in, get a say in the case, and whether it goes to trial and the people of that community sit on a jury panel and listen to the facts, or whether it ends in a plea. I do think it's important that Minnesota has their own, quote, bite at the apple, if you will. And I think it gives the residents of that state some closure.
Understood. Likely in sentencing, we've seen this before, we may hear from him as he gets set for sentencing, and also from the victims' families, victim impact statements. How do you expect that to play out today?
I don't know how much we're going to hear from him. I wouldn't expect too much, but the victims' families, you're going to hear from them. It's going to be very strong. It's going to be very impactful. It's going to be very emotional. And it always is in cases like this. Anytime someone loses their life, in this case, two people, and multiple other individuals have had their lives altered forever, the impact statements from the surviving people, surviving victims, and from the family members are going to be very emotional, and it's going to weigh heavily on the judge and on the people listening in.
It's going to be a tough day. All right, as sentencing happens later, we'll have that covered for you here on News Nation. Aaron Reed, thank you for your time this morning.